Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Andrew Discusses, where today I'm going to be talking about the Battle of Namek. Okay, I know some of you are instantly thinking, okay, wait a minute, he's talking about a battle on another place? Okay, when did you become a History Channel? No, I'm talking about the Battle of Namek from Dragon Ball Z. See, I've recently been rewatching some old DBZ clips, and that was mostly after rewatching DBZA for like the 15th time, because we're not getting any more of those, because, they burned out and just didn't want to admit they burned out. I mean, I get a lot of the other reasons, but seriously, you could have just said, hey, look, we want to take a break from this for a while, we might come back to it, but I'm not going to get into that again. They teach their own. They want to call it quits on it, fine. They didn't like the Boo Saga anyway, so they were never really going to do the Boo Saga. I don't know why they tease people saying that they would. They never were going to. They said they hated it, but I digress. Anyway, I've been rewatching some DBZ clips, and I got to thinking. Now, for those of you that remember the Battle of Namek, I'm talking about the later half of the Namek Saga. Basically, Frieza is now pissed. The Ginyu Force, save for Captain Ginyu, is dead. Goku's in the healing chamber. Vegeta just got robbed of his wish. Guru's dead. Purunga's gone because Guru's dead. And there's literally, at this point, on the planet Namek, you have Bulma, Vegeta, Krillin, Dende, Gohan, Frieza, Goku. There are 7 people left on this entire planet at this point. So, oh, and Piccolo, so 8. 8. Sorry, I forgot Piccolo, so 8. 8 people left on this entire planet. Because Ginyu's a frog, so I'm counting him as one living being. So there's 8, live things left on this planet. That's it. 8. And you're wondering, okay, but what about Dende? Well, Dende technically died at the hands of Frieza right after Frieza transformed into his final form. So this is kind of an annoying thing, but yeah, Dende's in the list. I said Dende. Well, I'm pretty sure I said Dende, but either way, Dende was in the list until Frieza's final form, then it went down to 7 again. And then Vegeta died, taking it down to 6. Now, granted, okay, Bulma has plot armor, so she will not die. I mean, yeah, she can't really die. I could just imagine that nightmare happening. And then you have, what is it? Wait. It's going to come to me. Oh, yeah. Piccolo. Nail. You have Ginyu. Yeah, all this fun stuff. But you have Frieza battling it out against all the Z Fighters. Well, the ragtag group of Z Fighters at this point, because you only have Krillin and Gohan and Piccolo of the Z team. And then you have Vegeta, who's now an honorary member because, well, he decided, hey, look, they're going to take on Frieza. What the hell? Might as well help him out. Don't really know why he decided to team up with them, but you know what? Screw it, whatever. I guess it was foreshadowing of him becoming a good person after all. He just didn't want to admit it back then. But either way, I got to thinking. Now, if you imagine this battle sort of like an RPG, like an actual tactical, I mean, I hate tactical role-playing games, but let's go with turn-based. You have the team of teams right here. You have Piccolo, Krillin, Gohan, Vegeta being the fighters, and Dende as ironically, the joke in DBZA is actually quite accurate because Dende at this point was the white mage. There were no Senzu beans left anymore. Goku had given the last couple of them to Vegeta, Gohan, and Krillin when he arrived, and he's in a goddamn healing chamber because of it. So Dende is literally the white mage. Without any Dragon Balls now to revive anybody, save for the ones that are now on Earth, but they're too far away for us to gather and use right now. And of course, at this point, I'm sure Kami, who'd just been revived, thanks to Piccolo coming back, was probably like, Mr. Popo, go get the Dragon Balls. I have a plan. Which, unless Mr. Popo went around and started gathering them up to begin with, but they were stones, so I don't know how that would have worked. Yeah. That's the one thing. I always thought the Dragon Ball should have been on Kami's lookout and should have just stayed on Kami's lookout. I mean, the only people that ever went around and grabbed the damn things were Bulma and the rest of the Z gang because she had the Dragon Radar. Why didn't they just keep them up on Kami's lookout where they'd be safe and sound? I mean, how many people actually made their way up there that, were a menacing threat. You had, what, Boo? And that was only because that's where the only major group of power was, and he figured, oh, that's got to be where they all are. And, what, Pilaf and the gang in GT, and that's literally it. Nobody else has ever really made it up to the lookout as far as villain-wise. So, yeah. Why didn't they just get the balls up there? But either way, I don't know. That would be a good place to put them. But so I was thinking about the Battle of Namek. Let's get back on topic here. So I was thinking about the Battle of Namek, and I was kind of wondering, is it possible for them to have kept the battle going and eventually have taken down Frieza by Frieza just getting, exhausted? Now, we all know Frieza just threw a massive hissy fit and decided to try to blow the planet up, but, of course, Namek deciding to have the last laugh on Frieza, realizing that, hey, look, I'm not going to survive this fight. My, children are gone. That doesn't mean that you're just going to wipe me out of existence. I'm going to fight back. And actually held on a lot longer than Frieza had anticipated. Although, that 5-minute time mark, and this is an interesting concept. This has been the longly debated argument amongst fans and the massive joke in the meme that, hey, this planet's going to explode in 5 minutes, and it takes 50 episodes. Keep in mind, I think a lot of the time we were judging that based upon Earth minutes. See, here's the thing, because I actually have to look this up, because I watched the Crazy Ken video, one of the tech scammers videos that he did. They're really a lot of fun, though, by the way. And I was looking that up, and of course, he made a comment about how, they were saying the one item was going to be, delivered in, X amount of days, and it was, a couple months later, he hasn't gotten anything. So then it made me think, he goes, well, that might have been Venus time, so in which case, yeah, it would be, it would be accurate. So, so what's a day on, yeah, hold on, that's not how I want to, day, okay. So I'm trying to look up here, compared to Earth. Okay, so on Venus, a day is, I guess, if you want to go by, going against Earth days here. Okay, so it's 243 Earth days, or 5,832 hours. Okay? Now, of course, on Earth, it's 24 hours. Well, actually, 23.943, but we round it up because we're idiots. So, okay. So, that's on Earth. Now, here's an interesting concept. What's 5 minutes on Venus? Five minutes on Venus. Okay, so apparently if you figure this out, and by the way, I had to use my crack research team. I call them Google. They're very helpful. I'd love to use them as photo friend on a Millionaire, but I wouldn't be able to. I actually I had to Google search this, and it's just the typing that you might have heard, because, yeah, and I know somebody's going to go, I can't see what you're doing. How do I know you weren't just clacking keyboards? Yeah, that's true. I could have already had this written down, because I could have already looked it up. You don't know. But a day length is related to the planet's rotation, but hours and minutes are defined by humans. So if you divide the Venus day like on Earth with 24 hours a day and 60 minutes in an hour, a Venus minute would be 117 divided by 24 divided by 60 Earth days long. That's 1.95 Earth hours. That's a minute. So that's 117 Earth minutes, just as you would expect. So I'm guessing an hour would be, a Venus minute would be 117. All right, well, that doesn't really exactly answer my question. I want to know how long a minute is on Venus, not how long an hour is. So I'm guessing it's 1.95 Earth hours. So basically 2 hours on Earth would be equivalent to 1 minute on Venus. So if if we're gonna take that as the sort of ipso facto kind of, hey, maybe this is what Toriyama was thinking. I mean, how long is a minute on Jupiter? Oh, 5 minutes on Jupiter. Actually, I should just say, how long is a minute on Venus? That might actually just give me the better answer, and then I can just, times that by 5. Yeah, okay, so it's still saying 1.95 Earth hours. So, okay, so about 2 hours. That's not bad. So now, that's on Venus. Now, I'm wondering about Jupiter, though. So 1 minute on Jupiter would be a rate of 9 hours and 56 minutes. So, because either Jupiter or Venus could technically be the inspiration for Namek. I don't know. I don't remember exactly where Toriyama pulled Namek out of his ass from. But the thing is, that 5-minute mark that Frieza said, hey, this planet's going to blow up in 5 minutes, we're assuming 5 Earth minutes. The problem is, I think how that story panned out, that was actually pretty more accurate to either Jupiter or, either Jupiter or Venus. Because on Jupiter, 1 minute, I guess, 1 minute, I guess would be, or is this how long is this how long a day is? Please don't ask the day. Well, that's a day, you just have to figure it out. Comics except day length on Jupiter. Okay, no, that's how long a day is. Okay, I don't want to know how long a day is. I want to know how long, a minute is. A minute. A minute! So either way, you figure about 2 hours. I'm going to go with Venus because it actually looks a little more, Namek-y. So, yeah, about 2 hours is a minute. 2 Earth hours would be about a minute, give or take. So, yeah. So now you go back to the whole, hey, this planet's going to blow up in 5 minutes. So 1.95 Earth hours times 5, because, 5 minutes. Pull up another handy-dandy tool here. It's called a calculator. So 1.95 times 5. So about 10 hours, roughly. And if you want an exact estimate, it's 9.75 hours, or basically 1 Jupiter day, which basically then could technically be accurate then for Jupiter, too, give or take. So either way, it could be either 1 Jupiter day or basically 10 Earth hours to equivalent the planet blowing up, which is actually believable. So, there's that. I just wanted to get that out there, because why do an entire video on that? I mean, I could, but I'm not a science channel. I'm not Andrew the Science Guy. I'm not. But either way. So, that's that whole thing now figured out. But back to the topic at hand here, the Battle of Namek. We have Dendi. And I was wondering this, could they have kept this thing going? Well, yeah, technically they could have. They could have kept the fight going with Dendi healing them periodically. Now, how would they do this without Dendi being spotted and their secret being given up? Very easily. When one of them falls, the other ones swoop in, distract Frieza and drag Frieza away. Just like that, then Dendi comes over, heals the one that was, injured, and then hides again, lowering his power level, so that he can't be detected by Frieza, and make sure that he just can keep an eye on everything so that Frieza's not going to up and blow him up by accident. And then, just like that, problem solved. Then they can keep this fight going for a while until Goku can come back out. Then you have Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Krillin, Gohan, all fighting Frieza. That's Gohan, Piccolo. That's 5-on-1. Yeah, I mean, Frieza still probably could have whooped their ass. I mean, hell, Frieza was beating Goku at 20 times Kaioken, for the love of God. I mean, Jesus. So, yeah, it's possible that it still wouldn't have, ended very well. But it is possible that they could have kept the fight going. But I figure, so I'm talking about the Battle of Namek, so this other one fit in then well, too, that, the whole 5 minutes till this planet blows up. Well, yeah, that it technically was 5 minutes. We're not talking 5 Earth minutes. We're talking 5, Namekian minutes, or 5 Venus minutes, or 1 Jupiter day. We assumed it was 5 Earth minutes. And I think that's our main problem with this, is that we assumed this was 5 Earth minutes. And it's not. Because if you're going to go by how long a minute is on, like, Venus, then it's basically about 2 Earth hours. So that will be about 10 hours for the planet to blow up, which would equivalent to 1 Jupiter day. So it is possible that, yeah. Yeah, it's possible. I mean that it is. It's actually possible that it was 5 minutes. If you actually sit down and think about it, it could have actually been 5 minutes. It's actually quite creepy to think about if you actually sit down and think about it. I mean, all right, sure. Let me specify something here. Is it completely understandable that maybe, just maybe, it's not accurate? Yes. You do, and we'll always run the risk of it being, oh, it's not exactly what we thought it was, or, oh, no, this can't be right. You do run that risk, but the fact that you kind of have evidence that can help you solve this does kind of help prove that. And thank you to Google, by the way, for their lovely support in this. I don't know what I would have done without you. You're my go-to. You're my rock. You're my crack research team. Yes, you're great, Google. But either way, like I said, it is possible so that the Battle of Namek probably did last 5 minutes. I mean, am I going to say, oh my god, it only lasted 5 minutes? Well, yeah, there is the 101 reasons why I doubt it lasted 5 minutes, but it probably lasted 5 minutes. Exactly. It's just not 5 Earth minutes like we assumed. It's 5, Namekian minutes. Or 1 Jupiter day, or 10 Earth hours. It is possible. And that's the thing that nobody really got. I mean, okay, yes, granted, it's just better to make the joke and it makes a fun meme, but still, it is what it is. I want to stress that. But still, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you think they could have kept the fight going on Namek a lot longer? I mean, granted, Frieza probably still would have blown the place up because he got pissed off that he wasn't, taking them down and swatting them like the flies that he thought they were. Or do you think that maybe, just maybe, the tide of battle wouldn't have changed at all? Even if they would have, implemented a strategy where Dendi, runs and hides and heals periodically and then just stays hidden with his power level lower. And, Vegeta actually not being a dick and actually helping to, block the blast that was going to take out Dendi. He saved Gohan, but he obviously couldn't save Dendi. I mean, what the hell? Dendi was just a white mage. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Let's get a discussion going. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew Discusses.